Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all about cats, right? I'm gonna tell you from a different perspective, not something from a book, not that they're animals, or not even that it's some Egyptian goddess named Basset, which it is. But I'm gonna give you a version of it that is from my own personal experience. Now, I first started getting this feeling that was coming over me, or you could say the ancestors coming down on me, which was like a form of possession. It was very uncomfortable. I couldn't even deal with a little bit of it. So when I first started to get these feelings coming on me, I could not take it. And the first encounter I had was when I was going downstairs to take out the trash. As I was going downstairs to take out the trash, all of a sudden it was like my goosebumps up my back, like I had a yellow streak of my back shaking with fear. And it was nothing there. I'm looking around except for a cat. So I'm like, what the fuck am I scared of with this cat? And so I ran after the cat because it ran, and I chased and I grabbed the cat, and I said, okay, I don't feel that feeling. I'm feeling weird. So now when I turn around and go back in my yard, all of a sudden I see this little gray, dark looking being, like a gray, but it was black, 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 looking like a reptilian thing. And when my froze and I just looked with shock, it looked like it just morphed back into my body like a dark shadow that came in my body. So I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? And so now, anyways, that's my first experience with a cat. And then I realized the next experience now, I'm chilling in my house and I'm getting visited by these cat beings. Look just like a blue avian with cat eyes. You would say it's Basset. So here it is, it's communicating with me, it's showing me stuff, it's even enticing me. And the funny thing about it is now, about a week later, after a week of interacting with this cat, it's taking me to different worlds. I'm seeing reptilians, all the most demonic, craziest shit that you ever could think of, and even dead people. All of this now because of this little incident. Now, I realized there was a cat under my bed. I don't know how it got there. It must have been a stray. So I'm like, what the fuck? And I pushed that cat out or threw it out, whatever. But you know what? That night, it seemed like some type of spirit was trying to attack me or something. I was going through the experience. But that night, I didn't feel nothing. I slept good. But I turned my head to turn around and I opened my eyes a little, and that cat was at my foot of my bed, just sitting there like how the Egyptian cat posed, just sitting there looking the other way. And it looked like I was sitting next to it, like me and the cat is just sitting there, but I'm laying in the bed. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? So sure enough now, like the spirits and everything had subsided. I wasn't feeling so much anxiety and craziness. And so I started leaving a little food out for the cat. It was kind of crazy. It didn't come around me or wait till I leave to go eat it. But I would always leave a little bit of my food there for the cat outside. And so eventually it eat it. Then eventually it start coming in, walking around. It took about 3 months. But eventually, man, the cat got cool and it just used to come and I used to feed it. With it came a message from the ancestors. And it was like, if you want their blessings, animals is pure astral bodies. You understand? And for that being that they're pure, if you want to be blessed, you help an animal. Then you will receive blessings from that animal. They'll protect you, and they're not what you think they are. Let me continue. So now, I started to read and doing some research, and I read how cats got an astral body with human beings, and it just connected to me. Astral, cats. That's why I'm seeing this cat that leading me places and doing everything. Me and the cat, it could be laying on the floor. It could be laying under the bed. It could be laying in the next room. When you astral project, the cat is right there as Basset. I'm telling you this from experience, and I'm telling you from I read it, and I connect the two, and I'm like, nah. So I'm like, okay, get rid of the cat. Get the fuck out of here. Sure enough, never saw that person again, never had that experience. After I was dealing with it for maybe 4 months. And so I know that's a fact. So, it's a lot of people that is going to sleep with their cat in the bed with them, cat underneath the bed, and is actually having astral relationship with these cats. Some of the cats is guides that guide them. Some of the cats protect them. Like for me, I believe me and that cat united, and somehow that cat is a part of me, even though I ain't see that cat ever since really, but I still leave out a little food here and there, and it comes and get the food whenever it's ready, but I do see the connection. So I'm letting y'all know what cats is. Cats is really astral beings, meaning that they're aliens. They're not actually what our government say and say, oh, it's an animal. No, it's not. Just like plants is also not what we think they are, because we share an ethereal body with plants. We share a soul, you could say, with plants, and a soul with cats. But it's like the astral soul with cats and the ethereal soul with plants. So you got to understand, these plants that we consider just plants is not just plants. They're beings. They're the aliens that they're talking about. And if you see them in your astral form, you will see something totally different. Like for the trees, you're looking at the Transformers. The movie The Transformers is about where they're from and who they are. And and when you're looking at the cats and the dogs, you're looking at Sirius and Orion beings. Why you think they got the dog on and the dog star and the cat representing the bird for the bird and family and all of them. So you got to understand what's going on, and we're connected to these animals. And for back in the days, that's what the witches and everybody used to get themselves, to get their powers. You see, the cat was the original familiar because it's a soul. So you would want to get a soul for familiar, but when people didn't use other people and do the rituals that people do now, they would just get their cat, and the cat will just give them love off just being a pet. And then when they go into meditation, the cat is not a cat. It's already there. It does its thing. That's what it do. So they become one. And that literally, the cat talks to you and protect you, guide you through the whole thing. But only thing is, it's the cat is from the underworld. It's still part of the lower demion, the air. It's part of the air spirits. So it's like you got millions of these air spirits to connect to your body for you to actually have a bungee cord where that connects to your soul over it. So you have to get the demions, and the cats is the way through it. That's how the witches was able to do it, the wizard. They always had some type of animal that they used. When they astral project, they'll see it in its true form, because that's what they are, protectors. So, you know, when we're talking about cat and the occult and the Egyptians, it's a bigger story to it. I'm giving you an in-depth thing so you can see why Bastet is real, why she exists. And she still exists, you know. And it's just that we can't see it. It's on a different frequency. But when you go to sleep and dream, your protector and lover is your cat, your dog. That's who they are. But they don't look like dogs. They look like the thing of your dream, the woman of your dream. All the time, that's who's the woman of your dream, or the man of your dream in your dreams. It's the dog and the cat. If you get rid of them, you won't see them no more in your astral world. Now, you don't have to be having sex with them, because that's not the purpose. The purpose why the sexual energy is involved is the Kundalini. The cats and the dog is from Sirius and Orion and all of them. So they're here to uplift you. They've been doing it, even not without you being conscious of it or not. Even for some people, without a cat actually being in your house, they come and pay you visit, and they open up your chakras by using the Kundalini energy, so sexual energy. So everybody has sex with the gods. It's not a bad thing. It's having that's your relationship. Your husband is God. Everybody say that. It's not male or female. I just want you to get something correct too. When we talk about the gods, you know, we're talking about something in our world, something we believe in and we see. But for us, where we come from, there is no such thing as a God. It's nothing. You understand? Because nothing is a perfect state. If you take a white piece of paper and draw a circle on it, that circle is not perfect no more. The paper is not perfect no more. It's a white piece of paper. It got a circle in it. It got form. It's constrained to laws. You could draw a triangle on there. It's not perfect no more. It's constrained to laws. Perfection is nothing. So when you're talking about God, you're talking about perfection. You're talking about nothing. When I tell you forget about yourself, you forget about yourself. You forget who you are. You become nothing again. By you becoming nothing, you become everything. You become God, the real God. We are gods too. I equate us to God. And I'm telling you about the mission of making of a God, the apophysis, the way George Washington do it, the way the Masons do it, the way how the Egyptians was able to make Heru man God and Set man God. Those is all man gods. That's not the Most High. You understand? And that's what y'all got to learn, that we are the new generation that's going to fill those positions now, but we have to learn ascension. Study ascension and you'll see. You will understand. If there's nobody to fill those spots is going to be void, and you got the government taking them all over. So I'm just giving you a heads up. Follow me on this ascension. If you want to learn and you serious, then you could hit me up. But it's not nothing to play with. It's a discipline. It's a change of mind. It's a philosophy. It's a way of life. You know, I'm living it because I have no choice, but I learned, and I'm giving it to you so you can learn now. But if you're serious and you want it, it's there for you. All right, University of Conscious Science. Y'all got the cat now. Let me see if I missed anything about the cat. That's important. Well, like I said, I didn't end it off right. Yo, the cat, you got to get rid of it, though. And the astral world and ascension. That's cool if you want to play and dabble in the astral world and play Batman and Robin. I don't know, some people having relationships. You want to, you single, more than likely that's who your lover is, the astral world, which is good. It's good. There's plenty of beings in there. Spiritual. Everybody's about sex. You know, you should go, venture out and be more. It's good energy. So when you get possessed with demons, this is now when you got to realize everything what you do in your astral body is about pleasure. It's a pleasure body. It takes away pleasure, take away pain. So when you're in it, you're going to be very promiscuous and sexual, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's the energy of God. That's how everything comes into existence through Tantra. And Tantra is a sexual thing. It's taken out. That's why you see it in all the Indian temples, and that's why you see it with all the Egyptians, Pharaoh holding the phallus. That's what it means. So we can't look at it like it don't exist or just write it out of existence. It's good to go out and have plenty of sex. It's good to build up that charge. All it is a charge for implosion to release your soul. So don't sexually deprive yourself until you're ready to ascend. But until you are ready to ascend, you know, you got to keep yourself balanced out. So I'm just giving you the heads up on how to go about doing this, because don't just follow me off of this one when I tell you to go out and have sex, because it do have its ramifications, your consequences if you do it with the wrong type of person. But what I'm saying is, find you a goddess or a king and train each other spiritually. And it won't be an animal thing. You do it for ascension. You could do it every day. You could do it once a month, however you choose to do it. But you're doing it out of ascension, not out of love and I'm only fucking you and this and that. Those is animalistic ways. You got to actually put it into a form of Tantra that it ascends you. You unite with God and the gods through the demions. So if you're afraid to have spiritual sex with other beings around seeing and getting involved, it ain't going to work. But if you're an open-minded person, because they seeing it anyway, if you're open-minded, you'll see that the world is open to you. If you're closed-minded, the world will be closed to you and you'll be ignorant to really what's going on. Anyways, University of Conscious Science, one love.